In our morning rounds, leaves of 3, better let them be. Remember that next time you're traipsing around the yard or in the woods. Poison ivy grows in every state in the country except California, Alaska, and Hawaii. Researchers say the risk from high-allergy plants are getting worse every single year. Dr. Clifford Bassett is an allergist and assistant clinical professor at the NYU School of Medicine and joins us at the table because we heard about the story firsthand by one of our producers who shall remain nameless, Eva. But she came in with all of these welts and said, this happened to me over the weekend. So we're hearing it's becoming more powerful and more of it. Why is that?
It's the triple threat. Poison ivy, poison sumac, and poison oak. Here to stay. We'll talk about some of the reasons we're seeing so much of it, but it's becoming more prevalent. Climate change, warmer temperatures, carbon dioxide rising. In fact, carbon dioxide levels are expected to double by the end of the century. Tells the plants to grow bigger leaves, and the oil itself that causes poison ivy rash is more powerful and supercharged, and that's what we're worried about. As people are spending more time outdoors, again, people who work outdoors, they're more exposed, they're at greater risk. We have some strategies to help protect people this summer.
Okay, we want to hear those, but tell us one more time, how does it work? The oil is what is the villain.
That's right. The urushiol is the oil in the plant. It protects the plant, and when it's disturbed by touch or contact, it releases it to get us.
Yeah.
And this oil, when it comes in contact with our skin, causes an allergic type reaction, and at least 50% of us are sensitive and react to this, if not even higher. And so the bottom line is looking at the plants, knowing what you're seeing, preventing exposure, first of all, and there are several things we'll talk about in a minute, how to prevent it from getting worse and how to treat it if you do get it.
Well, let's talk about it now.
Okay. First of all, your #1 rule is 1 hour. If you can wash the poison ivy off after exposure, and that's assuming you know you got exposed because it is invisible, can land on a bench or a chair indirectly. You want to wash it off in the first hour. You can dramatically reduce the chance of getting poison ivy and the rash, and that's the key. And there are various things you can do, such as a barrier cream. There's something called Ivy Block, which is an FDA-approved over-the-counter cream. It's a barrier cream made from clay compounds and actually prevents the poison ivy oil from getting onto your skin and staying there. You're going golfing, you know you're exposed, you have a history of poison ivy, many of us do. My wife does. Every time we go out to a place in Connecticut or sit on a bench, a couple days later she gets it. It doesn't discriminate. The key is wash it off if you're exposed, and also clothing. You need to change your clothing if you come in from outdoors, particularly if you have a history. And the reason is it may stay on our clothing for up to 5 years. So you can put something like a golf club in the garage, and all of a sudden you're fooling around the garage, and next thing you know, a couple days later, you have a horrible rash, itchy, blistery rash, very common, #1 outdoor skin allergy in the world.
So Eva came up to me this morning. I mean, she was out for a couple of days because it was so bad, right? But she came up to me and I said, do we want to stay? I mean, can it spread to other people potentially?
Well, if it's on the contact, it can. The bottom line is not everyone will react, but many people will react. Also, if it's on your clothing, again, you want to wash your clothing in hot water. You want to separate it, golf clubs, gardening tools, wear gloves outside, long sleeves, long pants. Those are things to protect yourself this summer from poison ivy. It's here, know what it looks like, and do the right things to protect yourself. Again, calamine lotion, cool compresses, oatmeal baths, those things may help, but preventing exposure is the most important thing and being aware of it. Having a barrier cream, again, very simple, over-the-counter solution.
Thank you. Pleasure.
Got it. Thank you.